is that there's a disconnect between the kind of political elites making noise and the general publics. We see this, for example, in the Eurovision popular vote the other day. So Spain's prime minister calls for Israel to be kicked out of Eurovision, but the Spanish public gave the maximum 12 points to the Israeli singer, Yuval Raphael. And that was the same in Britain. She got the maximum in all the countries where the politicians and the elites and the left-wing media are against Israel. The popular vote went to Israel, France, Belgium, Luxembourg, Britain, and so on.
Well, it's definitely, comforting when, how the world has reacted since, October 7th to know that, there are people that could appreciate even, the art and the talent coming from Israel and able to differentiate between, politics and, the public at large.
I don't think it is just differentiation. A lot of people are voting for political reasons, and they are fed up with the center of their cities being disrupted by rowdy pro-Palestinian demonstrators every weekend. And this is the silent majority saying, we are not with you. We are going to vote for Israel precisely because we do not want the center of our cities being taken over by people shouting extremist rhetoric, Muslim or left-wingers. I don't think it's just appreciating Israeli singing talents.
Right. Also, there was a Washington Post report saying the U.S. is also considering decreasing practical support to Israel. How likely is that to happen?
Well, look, certainly no one wants to see on television screens horrific pictures from Gaza, and we also don't want, people to suffer. On the other hand, I believe it's still the policy of the Trump administration and deep down the policy of most European governments for Hamas to be defeated. So they may pay lip service to a ceasefire, but just like in the Arab world, very, very few governments really want a situation where Hamas has a de facto victory, which is what will happen if there's a end of conflict now, presumably, unless they can get some kind of disarmament agreement from Hamas. So we hear lots of reports, but I take them with a grain of salt. The media often are not very accurate, or they're being briefed by individual officials at the State Department or foreign ministries who are a little bit hostile to Israel, but they don't necessarily reflect actual government policy.
All right. Thank you very much, political commentator Tom Gross. Always appreciated.
Thank you, Emily.